Mount Timpanogos in the background. Spanish Fork is just down there about 35 miles, 40 miles. That's where Joel Skousen had his plane crash about 3 days ago. And 3 days ago, yeah, 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. And I thought that was interesting. Immediate sense is seems like foul play because he's a good pilot, and for his plane to not have fuel in the last quarter mile. He came out of it, which is pretty miraculous. And then I have to hand to Joel, pretty tough guy. He's like really tiny, but very tough, because there he was on Alex Jones today. And so for me, from my perspective, my YouTube fans out there, or YouTube, whatever, subs and friends, and the people I have deep conversations with, and the people that I still want to have deep conversations with. And after, he talked about 6 EMP pulses taking out the infrastructure before the nuclear strike. Joel Skousen talked today about that. And, I've been thinking about EMP now for 20 years. And so we'll be talking about this around the campfire sometime. And sometimes right now around the campfire while the grid's still up. But I thought it was very interesting today to hear the exchange between Alex Jones and Joel Skousen. Yeah, I've got a similar background with Joel Skousen on religion, but at the same time, there's plenty of differences. Mormons are really different. For instance, Harry Reid is different than Glenn Beck, and different than Mitt Romney, different than Brent Long, and different than Cleon Skousen, and even Joel Skousen. Everybody's got their unique thing, and when it comes to religion, things can be pretty fierce beliefs on this. And then you got Alex Jones, who I'd consider born again. I think the born-agains are doing much more to save the Constitution than the Mormons. Even though Mormons that kind of know what's going on knows they're supposed to save the Constitution, but very few Mormons know what's going on, especially here in Utah. I think the most patriotic Mormons, there's some of them here in Utah, but they're kind of looked down on, and they're not mainstream here, not mainstream at all. And once you get in the Constitution and you're in the Mormon Church, you are not mainstream. Used to be pretty into it back with Benson and stuff like that, but it's pretty much like a lot of churches. The Mormon Church, most of it follows the ways of the world, wants to fit in and be popular. But that's why people go back to the scriptures if you really want to know what's going on. So to hear the exchange between Skousen and Jones, Skousen always thinks, 5 or 10 years from now, and I'm more with Alex Jones. I mean, looking at what's going on now and the pressure, maybe it's not gonna happen next week, I don't think. But we're in the Ides of March, and there's stuff going on, and it depends on your perspective. If you're in Syria, things are certainly happening. It depends where you are. But I guess if you're in parts of New York City, things are happening right now. But deep down, for the truly intelligent, and it doesn't matter if you went to MIT or if you're George Soros. To me, that's not truly intelligent. You got to integrate God into this thing. And so here come some kids on little scooters. But the thing that
that was funny.
The thing that Alex Jones believes in God. Alex Jones is doing a huge, fantastic job to teach about the conspiracy. I mean, my hat's off to him on his knowledge of the conspiracy. We read some of the same books in the beginning, but I think he's read more books than I have, and he's probably a faster reader. I have spent a ton of time on theology, so that's probably more my forte. And then Skousen, his intelligence stuff and what he thinks about. It's very interesting to hear his comments about South Korea, North Korea, China, Russia. And see, that stuff fits the White Horse Prophecy. A lot of it does. Because Skousen and I have a lot of those Mormon prophecies in common, where Alex doesn't know about them. And to me, I've watched a lot of them unfold, but I realize probably most of my subscribers, if the biggest piece of the pie is born again. And I love them, whether it's Rev or other guys. And sometimes I think I should just stay with the Bible. And other times I think, the Book of Mormon is completely warns about conspiracy. The fact that Mormons don't get it and throw it out and don't want to know doesn't change the fact that it talks about secret combinations. And so I kind of think, well, should I just stay with the Bible? I mean, the stuff in the Book of Mormon is insanely great. But the Mormons don't get it, so how are the born again's going to get it? It's kind of... The Book of Mormon is almost like the John Birch Society 30 years ago. It's like, you can't look at that. That's horrible. Whoa. And then once you open it up, it's like, oh my gosh. Chappaquiddick. Oh my gosh. Of course, 9/11. Oh my gosh. 9/11. You know, and then they let the truth out years and years and years later. So maybe 20 years from now, everybody will know inside that 9/11 was an inside job, like they know Kennedy was assassinated. You know, because of going against, you know, the secret combinations. Same with Lincoln. And so to hear the exchange between Alex Jones and Joel Skousen was big, especially after Joel Skousen almost lost his life 48 to 72 hours ago. So if you get a chance to go re-listen to prisonplanet.com, listen now, I would listen to that Joel Skousen, Alex Jones back and forth, because to me those are two of the best minds, among others, two very good minds that are pretty tolerant of other opinions and extremely knowledgeable, talking about what's really going on. So those that denigrate and poo-poo the conspiracy aren't intelligent. It's always some stupid idiot from school or, well, a conspiracy, you know, whatever. It just, they're so full of, you know what, you just can't stand it. So the truly intelligent, no, the conspiracy, it's not a conspiracy, it's just real history. And the idiots are the ones that read what's approved and what you can see at Barnes & Noble. But the intelligent people see what's on the internet while it's up, and they read books that you can't get at Barnes & Noble. That's what I'm thinking about today. Alex Jones and Skousen. And my own independent thinking. Ciao.